So, I've already finally got to see the Snyder cut of Justice League. I've already got to see the Snyder cut of Justice League, finally. And don't worry, I'm not gonna spoil anything. This is gonna be a non-spoiler review. So if you have not seen the movie, well, today's your lucky day because this is a non-spoiler review. I recommend you to go watch the movie for yourself. It is very as it as if it's very awesome. The movie, it had really great visuals, better than the theatrical cut, and it was a little different than what we saw in the theatrical cut, and with what it has connections with from BBS, it's there, and it connects very well. And this is something what Warner Brothers should have done, but Warner Brothers was like, "No, let's make it more like Avengers because we want to make it more lighthearted because everyone likes lighthearted stuff." um, yeah, but the way how they did that is executed very poorly, and with the theatrical cut, it shows to be an example to never to rip off a movie. But then when the Snyder Cut was released, there were a lot of petitions, like from suicide awareness, and there were petitions online to get the Snyder Cut to be released. There were Ben Affleck, Jason Momoa, and Ray Fisher. They wanted the Snyder Cut to be released, and yet finally we got it here. And what do I think about it? It's pretty good. It's enjoyable. It is fun to watch. The visuals are pretty good, much better than they were in the theatrical cut because the theatrical cut sucked. All right, the visuals pretty much sucked, and Steppenwolf just looks more like a Power Rangers villain rather than a DC villain. And the way about how they improved him in the Snyder cut is much better than he was in the theatrical cut, the Joss Whedon cut, Justice League. And I heard some obligations about Joss Whedon, about how he was being racist, sexist, and all that, and how he was abusive on set of Justice League. But anyways, this is exactly what I thought it could be. Um, with better visuals, the aspect ratio, it's very good. I mean, it's somewhat intentional, and it does fit very well into this movie. And I'm glad that Snyder finally released his vision of Justice League, and I really hope that this is canon to the DC Extended Universe. And I really hope that Warner Brothers can bring him back for directing more and more DC films, including with the sequel. And yeah, and the way about how Darkseid looks, how Steppenwolf, Darkseid, Granny Goodness, and the other characters, they are pretty good. And don't worry, I'm not gonna spoil anything. So yeah, the way how they are designed pretty well. And I also really like the toy sales that they are doing with the Snyder Cut. They are making action figures based on they're making action figures of the Snyder Cut, by the way, and it's coming pretty soon, made by McFarlane Toys, from what I've seen on Google, Instagram, and on YouTube. But anyways, yeah, this is exactly much better than the theatrical cut. And Zach, you did a pretty amazing job with this. As a filmmaker, I can totally understand about how he is feeling. I mean, I've been in his shoes about releasing own visions and all that. And as you all know, I've been an expert on filmmaking since I started this channel. And yeah, the way how he does this, it's pretty good. Um, yeah, and this truly inspired people to release something that is a little bit like the Snyder Cut. Even with the directors of Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, Joe and Anthony Russo, the Russo brothers, they supported Snyder for the Snyder Cut. And I want to congratulate the Russo brothers as well for that. The Russo brothers, great job. You did an awesome job. An awesome job on supporting it. This is much better than what Warner Bros. Released with Joss Whedon. The Snyder Cut has nothing to do with Jeff Johns being in charge of this. Jeff Johns doesn't take credit at all. And all the credit goes to Snyder himself. And I really hope that they can bring him back to direct on more of the DC films, like with Justice League Part 2, Justice League Part 2, and so much others. I heard that there are rumors that he is working on a third Wonder Woman movie the after Patty Jenkins Wonder Woman 84 incident that had happened. But yeah, I can't wait to see about what is going to happen in the near future with Zack Snyder, and hopefully that this is canon to the DCEU. And other than that, I give the Snyder Cut 5 stars and a watch recommendation. Go watch it for yourself. It is pretty awesome. It is enjoyable. It is amazing, and just something that you can just sit on your back and knees.